I'm Lauren Nicole Witter, the Artistic Director of Anansi Theatre Company. So the name Anansi comes from the story of Anansi Spider. This story is an African and Caribbean folklore story. Anansi is a spider who transforms into different beings, is very witty, a bit of a trickster, but always learns something. All of the stories involving Anansi Spider often have a moral to them. So the aims of Anansi Theatre Company are theatre, well-being and news stories. Because it's a spider, I've kind of broken it down into 8 aims for our mandate. So we have our main aims, which are theatre, well-being and news stories, but our mandate breaks down into 8, so like 8 legs of a spider. And I love spiders. I love their legs and webs. So the mandate of Anansi Theatre Company is broken down into 8. Well-being and mental health, new work, movement and physicality, untold stories, East Midlands, community and outreach, accessibility, British and. Number 5, East Midlands. I mean, of course, I would love Anansi Theatre Company to reach all corners of the world and all of the UK. However, I feel that the East Midlands gets missed out a little bit. We have great work going on in Manchester and London and Birmingham, but we have some great little cities in the East Midlands which I think have pockets of talent which we miss sometimes. So the mission of Anansi Theatre Company is to provide a safe space for women of colour to create original material, share stories, learn new creative skills and support healthy well-being practices. It's also to engage and support youth and community groups in the multicultural areas of our society. The vision of Anansi Theatre Company will incorporate the company's core values, in which I want to create a safe space for women of colour to indulge and feel free in creativity in a safe space, and a space which is for them, mentally and physically. I want to share the creation and support new work and stories in schools and community groups, which will cultivate and develop talent, which is usually unseen and unfortunately unheard. This will be done by physical theatre, movement practices, creative workshops, support groups and performances. Primary focus and demographic of Anansi Theatre Company is women of colour. Women of colour who may also suffer with mental health issues, low self-esteem and a lack of confidence, and just a place for women of colour to express themselves and feel like they are able to do so. The secondary focus and demographic would be for schools, so children in primary and secondary schools, youth groups, community groups, in multicultural areas in the East Midlands, but also looking to branch out for sure, but really in the East Midlands, those multicultural pockets where people in those environments may feel unheard or alienated. English might not be their first language, from a different heritage perhaps. So I'm really keen to give a voice to those people as well. I started Anansi Theatre because I felt like I needed a space for people who looked like me to explore creatively. And I always say, like, I shouldn't feel a need to create something like this because everybody should feel welcome everywhere and comfortable in any space, in any setting. That's just not the case. And so I found that in a lot of spaces, creative spaces, venues and companies, I am usually the only person of colour or the only female person of colour. And I just wanted to create something where I can find my community and my tribe, and I hope I inspire others to join and to find that support as well, especially within mental health and well-being as well. I think it's really important that those spaces, and it's going to be a goal of mine to make sure that every space I create ensures healthy mental health practices. So with the workshops on offer, it would be physical theatre and storytelling in relation to the Anansi spider story. These will take the form of movement-based work, improvisation, poetry, writing, a chance to really branch off into what the group needs, I think. They might need a time to just improvise a scene and play with some music and sounds and find a different way of storytelling. Or they might really want to enjoy the physical aspect of storytelling. So it's really open, but I think also really clear that I want to create a new experience of how to tell stories and what storytelling could look like. I would also like to do a 3-day intensive of physical theatre using skills that I've learned, but also skills that I've modified and exercises that I've adapted to fit the mental health well-being ethos of Anansi Theatre Company. So those workshops would form as a 3-day physical theatre intensive, looking at practitioners such as Grotowski, Larbin, and others, and also looking at how I use it in my work to create a safe space for when I want to create and want to explore and experiment. There's also the opportunity to have workshops catered to the specific curriculum. For example, at the moment I'm aware that A Taste of Honey, brilliant play, is being used in AQA, and I have experience of working with that text. I also have a lot of experience with African American playwrights such as August Wilson and Susan Laurie Parks, also Black British playwrights such as Debbie Tucker Green or Winston Pinnock. The people who, and they're fantastic people, who want to be a part of Anansi Theatre Company are artists, practitioners, academics, and they again bring a whole wealth of knowledge to the theatre scene and to the exploration scene. And I think there's definitely something that could be catered for if it's needed. So I'm a clown. I teach clowning, love clowning. I enjoy making work about. So there's probably two sides of me really. I'm a clown. I love clowning. I love being silly, playful, and the joy that comes from just putting on a red nose is just brilliant. But I also do work around feminism, mental health, culture, racism, and so the work I do can be quite heavy, but I also have this side which is really playful and fun, which I really enjoy. Love movement. Movement is life. Very movement based. Buto, Grotowski, Larbin, Pina Bausch, holler at me. They're my people. It's also really interesting to look at other practitioners who are African American, for example, or come from a different heritage that isn't westernized, and how they create work and how I can incorporate that within the company is brilliant. there's a big sense of community within Black theatre methodologies, which I think is something that I want to implement as well. I'm based in Derby. I'm from Sheffield, the north. Whoop, whoop. I love my Sheffield roots, all of it. My heritage is Caribbean. My both grandparents on both sides of my family are from Jamaica. Ooh, pineapple belongs on pizza, obviously. Where have you been? I really hope this has all made sense and given you a bit of a flavour of what Anansi is about, what I am about, and what the offer is. If anything is unclear or needs to be explained further, definitely give me a call or drop me an email and go for a tea and cake. I love cake. Yes, yes, let's do that. Message me for tea and cake and we can chat about everything. If you want to get involved and be like, you know what, Lauren, Anansi Theatre Company, that sounds like my cup of tea. And cake. Don't forget the cake. That sounds like my cup of tea. I'd love to know more and get involved. Holler at me. I also want to be a door opener, you know, and a gate opener. And I want to say, look, come, let's do stuff, right? And I'm always learning, and I love to, so if anybody is like, Lauren, great idea, but it needs a bit of this. Yes, chat. Yes, yes. Gotta get it. Why was the crab banned from the pub? Because I was giving it all that. Did you get it? This is a crab. And they go. More to be revealed. A one, a two, and you know what to do. Giving it all that. I'm crying. I've actually got tears.